We have a new addition to the Honda Pilot lineup for 2022, and it's the TrailSport. Hi, I'm Justin Thompson at Smail Honda in Greensburg, PA, here to take you on a test drive on the new 2022 Honda Pilot TrailSport. Let's check it out. So the Honda Pilot TrailSport, basically, if you think about it, it's an EXL Pilot with some add-ons here. So it's very specific to look more rugged, of course. So you have the well, of course, you have the daytime running lights in the front, just as normal as the other Pilots. You do have the fender flares, as you can see, in the front and the back. But you have the rugged tires on here. You have the 18-inch aluminum alloy painted wheels. And just the TrailSport look altogether. It's a little bit more rugged than the other Pilots. You do have the TrailSport badging in the back. But you're going to have a lot of features that are similar to the EXL. And the back has a power tailgate. So it makes getting in and out of the back, putting the groceries, presents for Christmas time. You have the third row seating, of course, just like all the other Pilots. And you have the 60/40 split folding seats in the back. You do the 60/40 split folding seats for the second row, and everything can lay completely flat. And in the back seat of the TrailSport, you can kind of see the interior, very similar to the other Pilots that we have, the EXL in particular. You're going to see the orange stitching all through the vehicle. And especially on the front seats, the front headrests have the TrailSport embroidered into the headrest as well. But for the back seat, you're gonna see a lot of stuff. You're gonna have the cup holders. The vehicle is packed full of cup holders. You got them everywhere. You do have the sunshade in the back. Oh, there you go. For both the left and the right-hand side. And then getting into the back here, you do have control of the heat and air conditioning and the different modes and the fan speed. 2 fast charging ports back here for cell phones. You have the little compartments behind the seats as well. That's nice. But you do have the ability to slide the seats forward and back. All you do to get into third row, you hit the little button on the bottom here that has the seat icon, and that will slide the seat forward to allow you to get into the back of the third row. You do have the rugged all-season floor mats also with the TrailSport that have the TrailSport insignia on the side as well. So I wanted to show the smart entry. As long as you have the key fob on you, walking up to the Pilot, just putting your hand through the handle, there's a sensor that'll unlock the vehicle. Again, I have the key fob in my pocket. When I'm done, I simply hit the black button on the outside of the handle and it locks the vehicle up. You do have a standard remote start system from the factory on the key fob. All you do, the first step is to hit the lock button and then hold the circular button down for a few seconds till you see your lights blink, then you can release it and it will start up. It'll blink 6 more times to ensure that a remote started for you. So if you're inside of the restaurant or inside of the house, you can definitely tell that it started up. It'll run for 10 minutes and then shut off. You can do another 10-minute run time before you would actually have to physically get in and start the car up yourself. And that is done by simply doing the pattern again, seeing the lights blink 6 more times, and now I've actually set it to 20 minutes. So you can do 2 10-minute run times or 1 20-minute run time for your remote start. It brings the cabin to a comfortable 72 degrees Fahrenheit. So if it's really hot out, it'll bring it down, and if it's cold, it'll bring it up. You do not have to precondition the interior for the air conditioner or the heater. Now, a nice little trick with these Hondas on the key fob, let's say you're walking away from the vehicle and you notice that you just wanted to have your windows cracked a bit. All you do is hit the unlock button twice. 1 time and then 1 more time and hold it down for as long as you want the windows to go down. And it'll actually open up the sunroof as well. And note that the windows go all the way down for the second row. Now, if you want to put them back up, you don't have to get back into the vehicle and hit access twice and manually put them up. All you have to do is actually take the key that's within the fob out into the keyhole, 1 time to the left to lock it, 1 more time and hold it there, and it puts all the windows up and it closes the moonroof for you as well. Now let's take it out on the road. All right, so the inside of the TrailSport is going to look a lot like Pilot EXL or even a special edition because it has black wheels on it. But a lot of the features are going to be similar. So you're going to have all of Honda sensing, which is going to have the forward collision brake mitigation system, road departure mitigation, lane keep assist, and you're going to have adaptive cruise control. You also have the blind spot info system on both sides, which will indicate if anybody's in your blind spot. And remember, if you have your turn signal on, it'll also beep inside of the cabin if you don't see that blinking. You have the automatic lights, They'll automatically turn on at night and turn off during the day. You actually get automatic high beams at night as well, and they'll turn them off and on if you come upon a vehicle. On the steering wheel, you have everything set up just as the other Pilots. You do have the kind of rugged steering wheel look to it with the TrailSport. But you have all the features that you can pull up on the menu here. The home button, you can scroll up and down and choose whatever you want, like looking at your all-wheel drive system, work in real time, know how much oil that you have left in the vehicle, what percentage it's at. Also, what's playing on the radio right now, which you can actually switch the music media right here from the steering wheel, and left and right for your tracks, and then up and down for your volume control as well here. But this is where you would pick up the phone. You have the receiver here, hang up, and then the voice command button, which you can use for your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay integration. Over on the right-hand side of the steering wheel, you're gonna have the main button that you hit, and it brings up these green acronyms up on the dash. That's Adaptive Cruise Control, ACC, and LKAS is Lane Keep Assist System. All I have to do to set my cruise is just simply hit the set button, and then to use my Lane Keep Assist system, all I have to do is hit the indicator here. That's the, looks like the steering wheel with the dotted lines. And the Lane Keep Assist system will bring up these dotted lines on the dash here. They're not shaded in just yet. The camera needs to catch view of the lines in the road. When you're above 45 miles an hour and up to 90 miles an hour, those will turn solid white, and that's how you know it's ready to operate. If you started to drift, it'll just vibrate the wheel and slightly pull you back centered in the lane. You do have the paddle shifters as well, which you can shift up and down in gear. You have the 280 horsepower 3.5 liter V6 engine with a 9-speed automatic transmission. And then you have the transmission here with all the buttons. You have the park, reverse, which when you put it in reverse, it brings up the backup camera with 3 camera angle views. You have the wide angle view, so you can see traffic coming from either side. This indicator here is your blind spot info system. It's called cross monitor detection. It uses your blind spot info. And if any vehicles are traveling behind you, you don't see them, it's gonna beep and indicate which side they're coming from. This is more of a concentrated view. The dynamic guidelines change color to give you a projected angle into a parking spot, and then you have a straight down view. You can back right up against the curb without hitting it. Course neutral, and then D for drive. All that is indicated up here on the dash, by the way. It's gonna tell you what part of the transmission that you're in. If you wanna use sport, that's what S is significant for, and then you just hit the button again and it brings up sport. And you can be more mindful of shifting in this gear. You know, it's gonna hold the RPM level a little bit more, give it more of a peppy feel. With the all-wheel drive system, when you hit the button, it brings up the menu. You have normal, snow, mud, and sand. You can keep it in normal, it's all-wheel drive, but if you come upon inclement weather with the TrailSport, either being off-road or in the snow, you can simply hit the button, hit one more time, and put it in the snow. Mud and sand are a lower gearing level, and that's used for, well, if you're stuck in the mud or if you're traveling on the beach in some sand. Both mud and sand will disengage stability assist automatically for you. That way, if your wheels are spinning, they will continue to spin freely. And you have the idle engine shut off button. So auto engine idle stop disabled. So the vehicle is equipped that if you are at a traffic light or if you're idling a lot, with your foot on the brake, it does shut off the engine. There's a specific amount of power that's stored to restart the engine as soon as you lift your foot off the brake. However, some folks like or don't like that. If you don't, you can just hit the button and that disengages it. And there's a little indicator in the upper left-hand corner with the A with an orange circle around it. You also have all your heating and air conditioner up here. You do have tri-zone climate control, so you have it for the driver, the passenger, and the rear setting as well. You also have the wireless phone charger. So you have that with the USB port with the phone icon. That's where you're gonna click into to hook up Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Heated seats, high, medium, and low for the driver and the passenger. Let's take it out on the road. A couple things while we're sitting here. We do have the sunglass holder that doubles as the eye in the sky there. Great turning radius, by the way. I was within those lines doing that U-turn there. Again, 280 horsepower, the V6 engine, the 3.5, so a lot of pickup. So the lane keep assist system is on right now, and those dotted lines are solid white. So that means if I start to drift, it'll actually just vibrate the wheel and pull me back into the lane, as I'm kind of letting it do on its own. These are just real subtle movements in the steering. You can obviously override them. You know, if you didn't put your turn signal on and you tried to switch lanes, you'll feel it vibrate, but you will be able to make the move. But if you have your turn signal on, whenever you switch into the lane, it does kick off the lane keep assist system for that moment so that it doesn't vibrate the wheel. And then once you stay stationary in the center of the lane again, it'll turn solid white like it just did. Now, road departure mitigation sounds a lot like lane keep assist system. The differences between the two, road departure mitigation is a button it's tough to see over on the left-hand side of the dash. It's indicated with a green light, and it looks like a car going off the dotted lines of the road. That'll actually apply braking power to keep you on the road. So lane keep assist, or excuse me, road departure mitigation I like to have on all the time, and I can kick off and on lane keep assist maybe if I'm swerving for potholes or something out on the road. So I have the adaptive cruise control on right now, and it's set at 60 miles an hour as the cruise speed right below the car icon. And I'm doing 55. So right now it's keeping me at a safe distance between me and the car in front of me. It won't take me any higher than 60 unless I increase my cruise speed and reset or just hold down the plus button. But I can also put more distance between me and the car in front of me by hitting the little interval change here, and I made it the most sensitive, which is going to give me the furthest distance between me and the car in front of me. Or I can bridge that gap by bringing the car icon closer. And I'll just show you, I'm actually not on the brake right now, so it is braking on its own, and again keeping me at that safe distance. It does shut off at 25 miles an hour. It would beep and indicate on the dash for me right there, and I just canceled it, and then of course use the brake on the floor to bring myself down to 0 miles an hour. So on the dash here, you do have the Garmin Link navigation system with the TrailSport, and then you have the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay integration as well. You are going to have Sirius XM satellite free for 3 months as well. So I'm going to show you the blind spot info system on the left hand side. We're going to have a car that's going to be coming up on our left here, and then the indicator shows up in orange. There it is again. But if I have my turn signal on and I didn't see that, it'll beep inside of the cabin like it just did. So the TrailSport, when driving it, feels very similar to the other trim levels, of course. It reminds me of the EXL trim level, but definitely a different look. It's got a great feel, great ride. Really enjoy driving the Hondas. I think my favorite thing about the TrailSport so far has been the distinct look that it gets. You know, I like the 18-inch wheels with the rugged tires. You can take this out on the trail, hence the name, TrailSport. You know, if it's an off-road type of vehicle that you're looking for, an SUV, and still be great out on the highway, this is the one for you. And that's the test drive on the new 2022 Honda Pilot TrailSport. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments section below. You can visit us online at smailhonda.com or visit me, Justin Thompson, right here on Route 30 in Greensburg, PA. Thanks so much for watching.